I'm just wondering if your listeners know how good a football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. And that I believe I could have run behind you. Martin, I can remember when we came to center and you were playing fullback up there, and I saw you in the weight room and watched you work out in the weight room. If you could pick up, you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to recruit you, and I learned that kid didn't take the biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9 on your radio dial, the Martin Houston Live fan page on both Facebook and YouTube at Martin Houston 35 on Twitter. And you can also find us on Tide 109 on Facebook. We're glad to be back with you. We're live and local and ready to get things rolling. We want to encourage you to join the conversation on the Taco Casa hotline at 205-342-9904. That's the Taco Casa hotline. Taco Casa, quality, taste, value under the biggest cactus in town. 6 locations in Tuscaloosa, West Alabama, Northport area to better serve you. Go check them out for lunch and or dinner. All right, remember that this is the day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone. Be the difference you want to see in the world today. Well, we got a lot of news. The playbook today, as we flip it open, includes problems on the plains, new coach in Tuscaloosa, Nick Saban quietly having one of those years where he is changing out a huge percentage of his on the field staff. Should we read anything into that, or is it just that Nick Saban is making one final change to make one big run? Who knows? But we'll talk about that as Alabama hires yet another position coach, but no one's been fired yet. So what does that mean? And of course, unfortunate news for one of Alabama's coaches, as Pete Golding made a huge mistake, and we can talk about that as well. And then, of course, today being the eve of Bama versus Kentucky, hosting a big game in Coleman Coliseum. Fans need to show up and be a big part of that. And we'll talk about that as well. And of course, the big news with the Crimson Standard Initiative, a new arena in Tuscaloosa, projected $183 million facility. Got some thoughts on that. See what your thoughts are. If you want to talk about that, you can bring that conversation to the forefront as well. And like I said, that golf facility getting a new thing. Will there be a new name for the Coliseum, or will it be Coliseum just moved? What do you think about the location, the seats dropping down? Somewhere around a third less seats, from 15,000 down to 10,000. All of that we can talk about. But before we get too far, a story I had said I was going to bring up earlier in the week. I want to make sure I do that. The University of Alabama, the month of February is uh, set aside as a month to celebrate Black history, and with it being underway, University of Alabama is going to celebrate its Tide Trailblazers, and that four of those, of course, to launch this is four Trailblazers at the University of Alabama. Wendell Hudson, first Black scholarship athlete. D. Foster, part of the great run under Coach Patterson and African American gymnasts, and then John Mitchell and Wilbur Jackson, uh, Black athletes who broke the barrier in 1970 at the University of Alabama. And of course, for me personally, I always think about those two guys, but thank Wendell Hudson for breaking that first barrier, but John Mitchell and Wilbur Jackson, thank them for breaking that barrier because of what they went through and the success that they had. Of course, some 18 years later, I was able to sign at the University of Alabama without there being any issues. And it wasn't a story uh, about my race, it was about my ability. And I thank them for breaking that barrier and being, as the title goes, a trailblazer at the University of Alabama when it comes to race. So throughout the month of February, through social media, accounts and athletic highlights. The university will highlight trailblazers in different sports, with the current student athletes talking about the inspiration they draw from those who came before them, along with others. And then they're also launching its Tide Trailblazers section on rolltide.com. And that'll celebrate all of those who broke barriers on their way to building the Crimson Tide tradition of excellence and legacy of champions. So, looking forward to what that does in terms of its role on the website. I mean, its role as part of RollTide.com as that gets going. So, thank you, John and Wilbur, for your sacrifice and your success that paved the way. You blazed a trail for gentlemen like me. So I'll be one of those that will give kudos out. And of course, today we still have some work to do in terms of race relations. But man, what a long way we've come since that time. And sometimes I think we fail to look at that as how much progress we've really made. I'm sitting here right now talking as an African American, talking a Black man, talking about the University of Alabama breaking barriers. So that tells you I was born in 1970. And so within my lifetime, I've seen that much change. That not only did I get to play at the University of Alabama, but now I get to wake up each and every day and talk to you, the diverse nation of Alabama football, Alabama sports fans, about our great university. So excited about that. So I just wanted to make sure that I did that. But speaking of a couple of things that Alabama is going to have to deal with. Of course, I don't like to spend a whole lot of time on stuff like that, but let's hope that the Pete Golding thing was a one-time thing and not something that is a sign or issue of a problem. But you hate to see that, and hopefully he'll grow and learn from that, especially with the role and the influence that he has on these young men. So hopefully Pete Golding is has learned a lesson and will change some behavior. So let's go ahead and get to the phone lines. We got Curtis Lewis on hold. Mr. Lewis, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning, Martin. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
Okay. on Pete Golding incident. You hate that to happen to him, but that is not an isolated incident. This isn't Pete's first time. This is the
I
first time we may know about it in the media,
I
but we know
know.
that's not Pete's first time.
Yeah,
So
and that's why I said I hope he learns from this incident.
he's not going to learn until consequences are paid. Now, I'm not saying Pete should lose his job by no means, but he's going to have consequences to pay. And I don't know what the school's policy is on this for a person in his position, but I hear somebody say that they are very sorry. The first thing I think is, what are you sorry for? Are you sorry you got caught? Are you sorry that you just jeopardized your $2 million a year job? Are you sorry that you possibly put your family in a situation where they may have been without their father, their husband, because you called the accident and lost your life, or maybe take somebody else's life? You made a decision to get in the back, behind the wheel of a car, intoxicated, and
Yeah,
that's not an accident. That's not
right.
a mistake. That is a grievous error
Yeah,
on his part. And that's something that Saban preaches against this every day to the players, every day. So it's going to have to, I wonder how that example is going to be played out amongst the team based on the punishment that they deal out for Goldie.
yeah,
I'm sure not going to let him just go by and say, well, he learned his lesson. That's not going to happen. He's probably going to go to some type of training, some type of sobriety classes or something. You know, he's going to do something, but that's how Saban is. Saban
yeah.
will give you a chance to right your wrong.
Right.
So I just hope he get a chance to right his wrong and maintain his position at the University of Alabama. Because even though I don't like the man's coaching, I have nothing but respect for the man from the standpoint of he is a father, he is a husband, and he is out there to provide for someone other than himself.
Right.
So with that being the case, you got to treat Pete like someone who has a chance to get back on the right track.
Yeah, you
Now,
know,
that's
you,
happened.
I agree with everything you're saying, Curtis, and and I'm not. This is not to bring up a vaccination versus a non-vaccination debate and all that because I don't want to get into that. But I've heard people be so upset when someone didn't get vaccinated, uh, and say that they're putting other people in danger. And then I asked them a question about DUI and about drinking, and they have a different opinion. And to me, that it's no different. If I should get if a person should get vaccinated to help protect other people, shouldn't people stop getting in the cars? Some of the same people that's yelling at the people who aren't vaccinated, shouldn't they stop drinking and getting behind cars? Because at least I can go out and get a vaccination to protect myself against someone that doesn't get vaccinated. There's nothing that I can do to protect myself against a person who drives under the influence. And so that's what I'm saying is it's funny how we as society sometimes we instead of being fair across the board, we kind of get on our bandwagons, and so you're right in this scenario. If this person wasn't the coach, uh, would we expect him to do everything you just said? Get help, do that, not throw them away. I hate it with the way we throw away people when they make a mistake, and it can be an egregious mistake, but we'll throw them away in a heartbeat. So I hope that doesn't happen. Hopefully, everything that you talked about there happens.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that with Saban and the way he deals with people and situations, he'll get that opportunity. But
Yeah.
now, also though, my question is, moving forward, how do you think this would affect, based on what he has to do punishment wise, that's known to the rest of us or to the team? How would that affect the team down the road? I mean, is this going to make it seem like Saban's a little bit too lenient, or that he's too harsh? Which way do you think this will push the team?
I
And what do
think
you
it's
think will happen?
I think it's really based on what he does. If there's nothing that shows him being held accountable, as far as we may know nothing. Okay, I mean you and I, in terms of the specific details. But Curtis, I think it is mission critical that when Saban says we hold everybody in our organization to the standard, I think without a doubt, if he goes and he doesn't do anything, then it may not affect immediately, but it begins to. It's like cancer. It'll start small. It'll start small, and then somebody else will try something, and then if they get caught, they're holding that ace in the hole to say, well, when this happened, you didn't do anything, so why am I getting punished? So
That's
so
right.
so yeah, how he handles this is critical to what happened. And then remember, how many new coaches do we have coming in right now? 4.
4.
So if he's telling them this is the standard, this is the way, this is our culture, this is how we handle things, they're watching as well. And not just
Oh,
the
yeah.
not just the players, but the 4 new coaches. And and this is not trying to be fun. Lane Kiffin, remember the last time Nick Saban went through an all-out, got rid of his coaching staff? There was some lack of respect beginning, and I know this from personal experience, beginning to creep in because of the way Lane did some things. There was a price for what we paid for having Lane. It was good, but it also led to some different things and the way things were handled, Curtis, to your point.
And let me ask you this, Martin. Is this in Saban's hands, or is this a university situation where the university one who has a policy that they will follow? Maybe this is in Saban's call, so I'm not sure about that either.
I think it's both. I think that the university has a policy, and I think that Saban has some influence in that policy. But I think without a doubt, his employer, ultimate employer, has some say in it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And now as far as the new facilities for the basketball teams, I think that is outstanding. I love the way they're going to put it at, because it gives it a very visual effect going up in fall. You can see it so well from where they're planning on building this thing. And I like the fact that they're going to put the students in the lower bowl for the majority of the seating. And that is great, because it's going to make a raucous atmosphere, much like Auburn. But that's something that Alabama's needed. They needed for a long time. They got the coach for it on the basketball side. I would like to see a little more of an upswing on the girls' side as far as what they're doing. But this is great for the university. And those golf facilities, I don't play golf, but those facilities look just phenomenal. I think it's a great use for the university.
Yeah, and I talked to some guys last night, and it was a mixed crowd, Curtis. Part of them are the money seats. I was at a chamber event last night, and some of them were those money seats that's on the floor that would be gone if they do like Auburn. And so that was part of the interesting conversation is, are they going to do like they did at Auburn and put the students all the way around? I got to get the break here, but we're going to talk about that. So yeah, you're right. This is a huge time, and I think that Nate Oates' success and the fact that he's had an up and down season there, and there's going to be some schools come after Nate Oates at the end of this year. And I think that's one of the things that was part of his deal coming here, and they had to move on it. And so it's a good thing, and I think it'll be key into keeping Nate Oates as part of the Crimson Tide coaching family. So thanks, Curtis. Appreciate you, sir.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good one.
All right, have a good one. All right, coming back on the other side, we'll get to Super Joe and Pat, and we'll welcome you in on the call as well. As we go to break here, one of our callers, listeners put in, I can say as a person who drank in his former life, the alcohol will make you do stupid stuff. And I have been guilty of driving while intoxicated, no excuses. But I can't say I was in my right mind, because if I was, that's what alcohol does. It alters the mind. I pray Golden gets the help he needs and uses this as a teaching point for others. And we all agree with that sentiment right there. Let's pray for Pete Golding. Hopefully, like I said, this is a growth point for him and a life lesson for the many young men and people in his circle. Coming back on the other side, we'll transition to a little basketball talk about that new arena.
100.9 traffic.
From the Jones and Nissan Traffic Center, no active wrecks. Traffic pretty fine on this Friday morning. Drive carefully, and if you do see conditions, please give me a call, 205-886-8886. Now's the perfect time to go visit your friends at Jones and Nissan, their hometown dealer with great selection, low finance rates, and they need your trade. Go see them. I'm Captain Ray.
With Taco Casa, it's not really fast food because it's made fresh every day in the store. The quality hasn't changed. The consistency hasn't changed because we haven't changed anything in the food. It's made fresh every morning in every restaurant. I think buzzwords in today's food industry are locally sourced and high quality ingredients. We want to say, that sounds great. We've been doing that since 1974. Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco Casa.
Have you heard the buzz about CrowdTap? The place where you can take simple surveys and earn gift cards? Simply by going to crowdtap.com/buzz, you decide how many surveys to answer on your own time and when to redeem your reward points for your favorite gift cards from companies like iTunes, Google Play, Nike, Amazon, and more. Making your opinions work for you has never been easier. The more surveys you take, the more you earn. It's that simple. Go to crowdtap.com/buzz and get started today. That's crowdtap.com/buzz.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Much colder today, mostly cloudy and breezy at times. Temperatures hovering in the upper 30s all day. For tonight, the sky clearing, the low at 24. For tomorrow and Sunday, a warming trend. Sunny both days, the high tomorrow 49, the high Sunday 57. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 36 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Scott Smith and Sophmark Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit him online at sophmarkdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Martin, you're hot in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9. Alabama won. Just want to thank all of the great folks in Bama Nation, Bama donors. As you know, February 2nd was National Girl and Women's Sports Day, the 50th anniversary of Title IX. And at Alabama won, we made a partnership donation with the Crimson Tide Foundation to raise money for women's sports, women athletic scholarships. So our goal, we gave $25,000 to match the first $25,000. That sparked a donation frenzy between January 26th and February 2nd, Michaela, that raised over $180,000 for women's scholarships as part of the Crimson Tide Scholarship Fund. So we're really, really excited about that at Alabama One, to be a partner with women athletics. It's something we do all the time. This was just us taking it to the next level. And if you go to the gymnastics meet, there'll be a big presentation of that check tonight that sparked that $180,000 plus effort. So what do you think about that, Michaela? Between January 26th and February 2nd, it was sparked $180,000 plus dollars for women's scholarships.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, what else can you more for, especially for Title IX, the 50th anniversary?
Yeah.
I mean, with all the support, I mean, we can still do a lot better. I mean, go to gymnastics, especially women's basketball.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see like a ton of people at that, and I think we can all do better in supporting women's sports. I know tons of people are going to do softball, but we still need to do basketball and gymnastics.
Yep.
So calling us out. Let's still do better. We can still do
Well,
it.
tonight is Capes and Crowns night at Gymnastic. Dana Duckworth, a classmate of mine, she's there, and hopefully they're going to have a big night. But we're excited at Alabama One to have been a part, hopefully, of helping some young ladies continue their career in athletics and get a great education. That's Alabama One, alabama1.org. And hey, while you're there, if you're in need of a HELOC promotion or which is home equity line of credit, or you need to transfer some credit card balances and stop the impact of rising interest rates, then Alabama One credit card can help with that. And you can also get some additional funds to do some home repair, pay for college, or other small projects by getting a home equity line of credit. Both of those can be found out at alabama1.org. Let's get to Pat. Pat, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. I'm sorry. Is Super Joe still? I got out of order. Is Super Joe still there? Hey, what's up? How you doing, man?
Complain, man. I want to say this. What I was saying about with Pete Golding, I mean, I hear a caller say it may not be, it's not his first time. It might be his first time in call. But look, I'll say what I'll say. I know people say, well, what you want to criticize one coach when everybody's doing it. Okay, well, let's stop right there. That doesn't make it no right. But unfortunately, everybody's not on trial here or cooking. But fortunately, as of right now, Pete Golding is.
Right.
Now, of course, I mean, the man might have been dealing stress. I mean, there could be some problem, maybe a lot of pressure with an assistant coach, but you have to identify, when you, as from a perspective, when you are an assistant at a university, especially under a winning coach, a winning program, you are a role model, and whether you like it or not, and it's not about how you feel or what you think, but some things, because this is not a minor situation.
Yeah, I mean it's extremely serious, Super Joe, without a doubt, and you're right. I don't drink, but I still I know that we all have. I call them. We all have our iniquities, our weaknesses, and our struggles and our battles, and some are more public than others, and some are more detrimental to other people uh, than others. But the reality of it is, what's the consequences? What's the result? Hopefully, this young man, like I said, I don't like to drag people through the mud when I don't know all the story. So I'll say, if this is the first time, I pray that he learns, and if it's the first time he got caught, I pray that he learns from it. It doesn't matter to me. I just pray that his actions are different moving forward. And anyone else around him that followed that same suit or that follows that same suit, that their actions will change as a result as well.
Yeah, I feel, he's always he's human, but I look at it like this now. Now, this is my personal opinion. I do think it's going to cost him his job.
Oh wow!
So I do think it's going to happen. I don't want it to, but I'm afraid that's the way it's going to be. They're going to look at, let's say a player comes in with a DUI, let's say gets arrested, and and all of a sudden, and let's say coach says, okay, you're off the team or suspended. Excuse me, what did you do to what did you do to that assistant coach, man? When he got a DUI, he's still here. So why should I be dealt with? It's like this. No. see what kind of room you left out. Let's say okay, Joe Namath never got suspended by Coach Bryant. That could have caused Coach Bryant his respect. But see, one thing I like about what your coach did, stood by Coach Bryant and supported his suspension on Joe Namath, and the rest of them wouldn't. So you see, and I'm gonna say like this, Coach Saban is always the man to make the right decision, and he will. And I'm gonna stand behind what his decision is. I like to say like this, but now Pete Golding, he should learn a lesson. But guess what? Somebody will pick him up. It's not like he'll be at the unemployment office alone. But But in a university like this, we got this train really going at the University of Alabama. We don't need our wheels popping off.
All right, all right. Well, Super Joe, you pretty much threw down a gauntlet there. So I'm gonna see. I think you're gonna generate a few calls, Super Joe, when you make the statement that Pete Golding, you say he's gonna lose his job. We'll see what others think. Thanks, Super Joe. Have a great one, man.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's go ahead and get to Pat before we get to break here. Pat, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, I disagree with Mr. Joe that I kind of think that Saban is gonna, he has a place for wayward coaches, and that I think Pete Golden's row is going to be a little hard to hoe, but I don't think that Golden's going anywhere, and that's just the way I think it is. But now, hey, I wanted to talk about P. Ryan coming back out of the portal. Is P. Ryan still going to have a spot on this team, do you think?
Well, I mean, he was a walk-on, so he wasn't scholarship, so I don't see them.
Oh, he wasn't a scholarship player?
I don't think so.
I think he earned a scholarship.
I'm not sure if he did. I don't think he was scholarship to begin with, so it's possible he could have earned one, but he would probably with a transfer portal entry and re-entry, I guess is what you call it, to the roster. I would say he probably is going to be back in the walk-on status. I wonder if all of these guys will lose their scholarships because the university once they put their name in the portal, it's the university's prerogative to not. They can come back. And Virgil said that he took his name out of the portal, but he's not going to play football anymore. So I hadn't read the P. Ryan story, but
oh, okay.
So, but Virgil Williams is saying that he's not planning to play football anymore, which would also make sense of not going into staying in the portal if you're not going to play. Go ahead and finish out your career where you've invested several years of your life. So. Finish out your education.
That is a degree from Alabama does still mean a lot.
Oh, it does. It really does. It's a pretty decent educational school.
Yeah. We still got a little bit going on there. But hey, it's a little bit real quick about this not rebuilding Coleman Coliseum. I surely would have thought that for $180 million to build this facility, something of that nature. But $80 million in Coleman Coliseum could have gone a long, long way if you had a really, really good contractor that cared about the university and not about just lining these pockets. And
so you disagree with the new arena?
Yeah, yes, sir. That
why?
Glass facade. I think they had a glass facade out in front of Coleman like it was supposed to have to begin with. And the amount of room that Coleman has for offices and things and stuff, and that we could build suites there in Coleman. That there's still many, many things that could have been done there.
But Pat, I think the challenge is that they're going through the same thing that football is going through, and that is that fewer people are coming to games. Alabama took out 10,000 plus seats out of the football stadium with the renovation, and so going smaller is the way to go and not going bigger. Selling suites in basketball is more difficult, I think, because of half the games happening during the week. And so it's not as big of a weekend ordeal for people who are out of town. So you have a smaller audience for that. And Coleman is kind of, with the way everybody else is going in terms of the way they built their arenas, Coleman's not built great for home court advantage. And so they're trying to correct a lot of things. And I think that's part of what this new head coach wanted as part of his deal. And if we don't get Nate Oates what he wants, Nate Oates will be snatched up.
I got you with 2,200 seats for students. It sure makes it when you got 40,000 students. That's pretty tough.
That's all they got now?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's all they're promised. That's not all they can get in there, though, is it?
I mean, no. I mean, I guess that's how many student tickets there is, from my understanding. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. All they're saying is we're cutting. What they're saying is we're cutting down the arena, but we're not cutting down our student ability to participate. We're just cutting down the number of total and all those sellouts that we be claiming we have, and there's 8,000 empty seats because we sold tickets, but people aren't showing up. You still can have a packed house when now with the number of tickets we're selling the most games, we still have a packed house and create that jungle type atmosphere. We need to get back to that Plaid Palace atmosphere, Pat, and we're not going to get back there in that 15,000 seat Coleman Coliseum. Not consistently. Not consistent.
Yeah. Well, all right. Have a blessed day.
Thanks, Pat. Have a good one. All right, come back on the other side. We'll get Robert, and if you want to get in on the conversation, you can give us a call at 205-342-9904. The Taco Casa hotline is open for business.
100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no active wrecks. Traffic pretty light on this Friday morning. Drive carefully, and if you do see conditions, please give me a call, 205-886-8886. Now's the perfect time to go visit your friends at Townsend Nissan, their hometown dealer with great selection, low finance rates, and they need your trade. Go see them. I'm Captain Ray.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Overflow Express Wash. Their mission is to provide great customer service with a showroom clean car and an exceptional customer service experience. They have the basic car wash that starts at $7, but you need to check out the premium wash packages, which start as low as $12 and go up to $20. They also have a membership wash club that you can get for starting at $23.99, going up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be one of the great members of Overflow Express Wash. My family and I keep our cars looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard, right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them online at overflowexpresswash.com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
Everything is better at Benton Nissan. At Benton Nissan of Bessemer and Benton Nissan of Hoover, you get an even bigger selection. We have more than 400 used cars on the ground. Don't pay above sticker for new cars when we have like-new used cars waiting for you. Drive a little, save a lot at Benton Nissan of Bessemer, 5487 Academy Way, and Benton Nissan of Hoover, 1640 Montgomery Highway. Benton Nissan, your friend in the car business. For qualified customers, see dealer for details. Everything is better at Benton Nissan.
Be sure to join the University of Alabama's Black Faculty and Staff Association for their scholarship ball on Saturday evening, February 5th from 6 to 10. This funding opportunity aids BFSA in awarding scholarships, funding student center programming, and more. Each ticket purchase covers parking, admission, entertainment, dinner, and one specialty drink ticket. There will be an on-site cash bar as well. Tickets can be purchased now through their website at bfsa.ua.edu. That's bfsa.ua.edu.
Nick Saban calls it the process. John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on it. And Coach Wooden said it's what you learn after you think you know it all that makes the difference. What am I talking about? Leadership and personal development. Is your organization, your school, your church, your family, are they receiving the proper level of leadership development and personal development? If not, the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring can help you with that. We have our Pep Talks, which is a 1 to 1.5 hour lunch and learn, which we can customize to meet your needs, or we have some topics that we present that we know can help your organization. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring and coaching, we can also assist you with that. Visit peptalks35.com. That's peptalks35.com, or send an email to martin@martinhouston.org. That's the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. You can be a part of the conversation at 205-342-9904, the Taco Casa hotline. And we got Robert from Mobile on the hotline. Good morning, Robert. How you doing, sir?
Hey, man.
Hey, good to hear from you. What's on your mind?
Oh, I know it's going to hurt my career as a professional Pete Golding critic to say this, but I just oppose cancel culture and the concept of it with every fiber of my being. I despise it. Yeah. And so I don't like the idea of one strike and you're out for most things. There's some things, because there are always exceptions. Some things are so hideous. One strike and you should be out.
Right.
But you let the guy, apologize and move on. I'm for moving on from with this. The next week. Yeah, it shouldn't stay in his life forever.
Yeah, and you and I, I try to always see, okay, how can we learn and grow from this and give chances. The only time that I would say that we don't always know, and that's why I tell people, I don't know if this is his first time or 10 times, and this is just the first time he got caught. Has he been warned numerous times, potentially by Saban, potentially by the university? If that's the case, then what appears to be one time for us could be, the third strike, or it could be, the first time. But I am with you is that we are so quick to shoot the wounded and instead of building people up. And I always like to try to take the approach of helping and growing and building, but you can't always do that. But I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with the culture today. Even and I certainly don't want to do this for things people say. I mean, come on. Okay, you said something that's probably racist. I don't want your life ruined. I'll try to educate you. We'll try to come to a meeting of the mind.
Right.
We'll go over it. Okay, I think you're wrong, but I don't want you canceled. I don't want you suspended. I want to try to educate you. If I can't change your mind, we'll just agree to disagree. But it's up to the audience if they want to continue to watch or to not watch. Right. It shouldn't be you're canceled. You shouldn't be allowed to do anything. Well, if the audience says she's not canceled, then she shouldn't be canceled.
Right.
If you don't agree, I think it's stupid. I might even think it's racist. But hey, freedom of speech is all about.
Yeah. Unless it's your speech. Right?
It's wrong. But it seems to be only certain speech is allowed. And there's a danger in all this. We get to that point, then America stops being America real quick.
Yeah.
Speech I don't agree with, I want America to still be America, so I'll have to put up with speech I don't agree with.
That's right.
That's why I despise anything that resembles cancel culture. And you're absolutely right. If we don't know what happens behind the scenes, this is multiple times. All right, 3-4 times, that's a trend. You're trending in the wrong direction. I got to do something.
Right.
But one incident, one off, it's like what they do with the athletes. One incident, like Nick said, they say we've always been quick not to do with that to these players, and that we all agree with that. We should also agree with the coaches. Right. And like I said, I'm not a Pete Golden super fan, but I mean, fair is fair. And I've got to be consistent with what I believe. And so, the guy. And let's be, if there's not a multiple occasion, let's all really be quick to move on from this. And because I certainly am.
Yep. Well, all right, man. I appreciate you, sir. Appreciate that insight.
All right.
Good to hear from you. All right. Hey, let's get the break here. Coming back on the other side, we'll continue the conversation right here on the Martin Houston Show. We got George from Macon up next.
100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no active wrecks. Traffic pretty light on this Friday morning. Drive carefully, and if you do see conditions, please give me a call, 205-886-8886. Now's the perfect time to go visit your friends at Townsend Nissan, their hometown dealer with great selection, low finance rates, and they need your trade. Go see them. I'm Cam Ray.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa thread.
A woman was killed, several people injured, including 3 critically after a tornado cut through Hale County, left a trail of damage across west central and southwest Alabama. The tornado touched down around 2 p.m. yesterday near Sawyerville in Hale County. Now that twister followed the path of a similar one that did extensive damage to the same area last spring. Click TuscaloosaThread.com for more local news, sports, and weather coverage. It's absolutely free. Don Hartley, Town Square Media, Tuscaloosa.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. If you're looking for a way to add value to your home, make your flower beds pop, make your landscaping stand out from your neighbors, then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help you do just that. They have numerous styles, but they feature the Moroccan Stone Curb series, which includes 4 great styles and unlimited color choices. That's Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. They are the one that can help you stand out from your neighbors. Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing, 205-331-6823. You may also find yourself with the need for a custom size stone or custom shaped stone. Then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help with that as well. Paul Fuller and his team are waiting on your call right now for that free quote. And if you tell them that Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show told you to stop by, you'll get a big discount. So call Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing at 205-331-6823 or visit them online at Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing, LLC.
The Alabama Securities Commission protects you from financial fraud. Anyone asking you for investment money must be licensed. You're careful with your money. Fraudsters aren't. Before you invest, call our hotline at 1-800-222-1253 to verify the licensing of the person making an offer and the product. Don't lose your hard-earned money. Learn to protect yourself at asc.alabama.gov. Paid for by the Investor Protection Trust and brought to you by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacing batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination.
This tax filing season could be one for the record books. There are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits on the table, and Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you get every one you deserve. Tax credits for being a parent, taking care of a parent, taking classes, and so much more. Don't leave thousands on the table. Jackson Hewitt will make sure you get credit for all you do and get your biggest refund guaranteed. Learn more and find your nearest location at jacksonhewitt.com.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Mark, you're hot. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back in. We're returning to the Martin Houston Show, and we want to thank all our great sponsors for being a part of the program. Thank you so much for your support, especially the great folks over at Overflow Express Wash. OverflowExpressWash.com. 2 locations in Tuscaloosa and Northport, 1 in Tuscaloosa, 1 in Northport. They better serve you, so make sure that you use them to keep your car clean inside and out. Got a couple calls, and I'm going to get to those calls, and we'll have more arena conversation down the road. But George from Macon, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Hey, Martin, thanks for taking my call. Yeah, just going to give my opinion on Pete's situation. And, you know, if he's a repeat offender and he's been warned and he isn't able to do what they ask him to do, then you do have to cut him loose. But if this is the first time or it's the first time he's gotten caught, you know, just releasing him and let somebody else deal with that problem, I don't think it's the right thing. I kind of feel like what Nick Saban says, let's see if we can fix him and help him and make him a better person. And I always harken
harking back to Gene Stallings when David Palmer got in trouble.
Yep.
You know, David needs us more than we need him. And also, Joe Namath was suspended. He wasn't cut loose, and the same thing with Kenny Stabler. You know, to cut somebody loose and not trying to help him, all you're doing is making somebody else have to try to fix the situation.
Yeah.
And as far as Coleman Coliseum, I mean, I kind of have a warm place in my heart because I was in that Coliseum when Pete Maravich set those records. And, you know, it's a good structure, but it's kind of like an old saying. You know, if you put lipstick on a pig, you still got a pig. And Coleman is, 55, 56 years old. That structure, no matter how much lipstick you put on it, is still that old. And, you know, the new age of, just like you said, fewer people going to games. You know, you want it to be more of a fan atmosphere, you know, home court advantage. So I've kind of gone to the way of let's tear it down and build new.
Yeah, and let me ask you this, George.
Wrong to look like. Yeah.
George, and don't I mean, I would not be surprised that they're making room for more expansion from either the track facility and or even more football expansion. So don't be surprised if there's not something else that Nick Saban has up his sleeve. That and it gives, in moving to this location, it also gives the potential for the basketball to have its own place. And you know what I mean? Like there's something about that, and to maybe to create more. You have got to create more fan experience. And like Ole Miss did a great job with theirs when they did it. Auburn just built a big building and they made their fan experience about being right on the court. I think you can go somewhere in between that, but we'll see. Here's something I'm gonna throw out, George. I had a friend that said where they're talking about building, there may be some issues there. And I'm gonna just you know, that's that. Some of that is, I think, if I'm understanding where it's at, is over there close to where some of that old Bryce ground is. So we'll see, but I don't know. I just throw that out there because someone that had done some looking at that land for other projects said that there may be some challenges, but we'll see.
Well, you know, anything that Nick's, even though it's for the basketball arena, Nick is involved with it, and David Byrne, and then they're going to do everything. It's going to be first class no matter what.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think there's some challenges.
But the drawings look like. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that video that Greg put out with the Crimson Standard video, and it is pretty neat look to it and feel to it. So the fun part now begins of is there going to be a new name, and what they're going to do with the students, and if they do that with the students, what they're going to do with the season ticket holders, and what they're going to do when one person undoubtedly, but he's already got something. I was talking to one of the money seat people, and they said, yeah, the tickets, the people have been paying the same price since the 50 plus years, and now they're about to get bumped up tremendously. So there's some challenges that will be dealt with. Thanks, George. I appreciate you, man. You got anything else?
I mean, you know, back when David Palmer got in trouble with drinking and all that, and everybody says, oh, if they don't do this, the other players will get upset and this, that, and the other. When Coach Stallings, you know, did what he did or whatever, did it, what was your opinion and what did you think? Did you think he should have gotten punished more or put him on that field?
He actually asked the senior leadership team what we should do. And we said, Coach, if you kick David off the team, he has no one who is going to support him to get better and move in the right direction. And so Coach Stallings actually punted that to us as a team. He gave his opinion, but he gave it to us, and we decided that we wanted David Palmer to stay on the team, that he should be suspended. There should be consequences, but that he should remain a part of the team. So it wasn't what we thought. We thought exactly what you saw play out was the player's decision. So
Well,
absolutely.
It hit home to me. He said,
George, I got another caller I got to get to, and I only have I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I got to get to Bishop.
That's right.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll pick it back up. Bishop, you're in with the Martin Hughes Show. What's on your mind, sir?
Good morning, Bishop Houston. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well.
Okay, I wanted to call you, man. I guess it's been for several months, and I wanted to talk about Tim Williams and the impact of Tim Williams. But when I woke up this morning and saw the thing about Coach Golden, I'm actually calling from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
What a perfect opportunity to reveal the power of restoration when it comes to Coach Golden.
Yep.
Because when I think about Coach Golden, I immediately thought about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm saying, there's a word called catalazo, which means to restore. I think the power of restoration, Coach Saban needs to operate in the power of restoration. I don't know what you do with the University of Alabama, but even LSU has a good friend of mine, Ken Ellis, who's a pastor. He works with the football team. So I don't know if that's a job they ever offered you or they have somebody on staff that does that. But I think
you familiar with Jeremiah Castile?
No, I'm not familiar.
He was a great player here, and actually, I think he got the last interception of Coach Bryant's last game. I think that's one of his. But he's had 3 boys. Okay. He's had a couple sons play here. Daughter, I think his daughter may have even ran track there in Baton Rouge. I'm not sure, but he is a chaplain. Works with the players closely. Works really close with the players. You'll see him on the sideline. And Scotty Hollins, who's here, he works some with.
I hear him on your show on Wednesday.
Yeah,
yes,
he works a little bit with the university. He doesn't do football as much, but you'll see him on the sidelines. So Saban has Gary Kramer with FCA. He has some athletes around. I don't know how much they work with the coaches as much, but I know that Coach Saban has some of what you're talking about around the program and believes that it helps without a doubt.
Yeah, it definitely helps because if a brother be taken in the fault, ye which are spiritual, are to restore in the spirit of meekness, considering yourself.
Yes, right, absolutely, and that's why I always try to say, be quick, be slow to know the whole story.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I hope all is well and things work out.
Yes, sir, and we'll have to catch up on that Tim Williams conversation, okay?
Yes, sir. All righty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bishop. I love it when we get those people from out of state calling in, and want to encourage you to continue to be a part of the program. Thanks to all the callers, listeners, chatters, viewers. Hey, pray for Pete Golding, and excited for the University of Alabama, and hopefully we're going to get a big win against Kentucky. Didn't even get to that conversation. Hey, I'm Martin Houston. Thanks to everyone that helped pull this off each and every day. And remember this, trust in the Lord always. Lean not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Roll Tide, guys.
We gonna celebrate. Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports.
Thanks, Martin. Have a great day. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you.
On the Tide 100.9 app.